Hello, I would like to tell you a story. It's a story about this hat. You see that? So, in the year 2021, when my daughter was a preteen at that time, in the month of February, she was bullied. She was bullied and harassed and threatened. Our neighbor, who happens to be an attorney in Santa Clara County, who bought up his SUV right in front of her on our easement and scared the living daylights out of her by revving up his engine and staring her down. My child came rushing into our house. Prior to this, this man used to play heavy rock music throughout the day and disturb her during her studies because she was online schooling those days. And then he would put lights on in the middle of the night, which were like Nazi concentration camp lights, and disturb us. We got the message when this was happening on a regular basis that he was trying to force us to sell our home and leave. We held our ground. But in the month of February of 2021, when my child came running into my office and said, "Dad, so-and-so is scaring me," that did it. I couldn't take this any longer. I couldn't stomach this any longer at all. This all started on 30th of November 2020 over the taking down of 2 trees on our property, which we needed to take down for medical reasons. And from then onwards began the nightmare of our lives, and we have since then still been living our lives as though we are on Guantanamo Bay. I'm not kidding. What's being done to us is horrible. Every day we are being bullied, harassed, ill-treated, and we are American citizens. We happen to be from India. We migrated here. I've been here in the United States for the last 26 years, plus years. My own relatives are in the US Air Force and in the armed forces, in good positions too. I work a lot with Vietnam War veterans. I work with Marines in the field of higher education throughout the country. And I travel with them abroad too. They're wonderful people. Every one of them that I've ever met is an officer and a gentleman, but my neighbor, he uses the fact that he's a Marine and an ex-Marine and a Vietnam War veteran, as well as a lawyer in Santa Clara County, to his maximum advantage to bully and harass people. Not just me and my family, but even in the neighborhood. Everybody's afraid of him. I decided enough is enough, and I decided to take him to court. Because I decided to take him to court, and court is his fiefdom, he decided to teach me a lesson. And even now, 967 days on, spurious lawsuits upon spurious lawsuits have been filed against me. Let me give you an example. That's why I'm doing this video. You see this hat? When he bullied my daughter, and my daughter was frightened out of her wits, a teen child, can you imagine a preteen child being... I went and got this hat. I'm not a person who believes in violence. I don't own any guns. I come from the land of Mahatma Gandhi. I believe in non-violence. Many of my friends in Florida and in Texas told me, "Koshi, go get a gun for your own self-defense." I did contemplate it. But then I said, this man has guns, by the way. We have a restraining order against him, which has been beefed up. So it is a 110 and a 610, I think it is. It's on the car post and the clutch system in California. But this man continues to harass us because he feels he's a lawyer, he's above the law. And of course, he's an ex-Marine. I think the world of armed forces personnel. I love armed forces because my family, for three generations, has armed forces people, personnel, among my uncles, relatives, and everybody else here back in India. And I studied in a semi-army school, so I have a lot of respect for armed forces personnel. Don't get me wrong. So I got this hat, and then I used to walk up and down our easement just to make sure that, he doesn't try to keep troubling us. However, can you believe this guy? He files a lawsuit against me in the Santa Clara County Court, Superior Court, saying that I have concealed guns in the state of Colorado, that I hold concealed guns. That's a lawsuit against me. Where he gets these ideas from, God only knows. But this is what he does, misuses the legal system just because he considers himself a verified officer of the court. And that's the story of this hat. So don't get me wrong, I'm not an NRA person. And I understand the need for, the need for guns, but with ordinary citizens, I don't believe in it, because even though I've been here in the United States for 26 years and I'm an American citizen, I don't believe in violence. And I think violence only begets more violence. So I'm not going to buy guns to protect myself. I'm relying on the law enforcement of my city and of my county to protect me. I'm not going to be afraid of this bully, this racist person. I'm going to stay strong, and I'm going to be doing videos of incidents that have happened in our life and what we are still suffering and continue to suffer just because he is an attorney and a ex-Marine and a Vietnam War vet, and he keeps getting treated with kids' gloves. And lawsuit upon lawsuits, multiple lawsuits are filed against me and my wife. And, our life has been made hell, living hell. That's not fair. Just because I happen to be an American with a different skin tone doesn't mean that I'm pass. That I don't have any rights or privilege. I'm a homeowner. I'm a tax-paying citizen of the United States of America. Why is it that we have to wait for 967 and odd days and counting to see any justice done to us for us? So that was what I wanted to share. It's going to be 7 minutes, and I'm in beautiful India, in Kerala. We are here on a brief holiday. We just want to build our daughter's confidence. Our daughter's confidence has been shattered by this man with the threats that she has faced, and a completely outdoor kid who is to roller skate, ski, do a bunch of things, surfing, etc. Her confidence is gone because of this kind of bullying. And we have a restraining order, no big deal. Nothing happens. This guy keeps violating it, keeps doing stuff and defying us because why? Number one, he's fair-skinned. He's a lawyer. He says that lawyers can say all kinds of things. He calls Hispanic gardeners who work close to a property and calls them wetbacks. He tells them that you're not supposed to be alive. This is the kind of stuff that he does. And he gets away with it. I don't think the California Bar Association should support these kind of rogue lawyers. They should be brought to book. When they are complained against, they should be taking disciplinary action against them. And I just wanted to mention that. My name is Koshi George, and I'm a CPA, a licensed CPA in the state of California. And I'm very, very disappointed at the slow pace at which things move. And I hope that my coming out in public and mentioning how rogue lawyers behave and harass neighbors should stop. It's not just about me and my family. My Vietnamese neighbors are suffering. My Korean neighbors are suffering. My Malaysian neighbors are suffering. And other neighbors have fled this neighborhood because of this man's behavior. We have evidences of all these things, yet nothing gets done to this fellow. He gets away with it. That's wrong. Thank you so much. We need to be bold as Americans. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. If somebody is harming you, bullying you, be bold and stand. That's what I'm doing. I'm not running away from all this. I'm not going to run away from all this. I'm not an NRA member, but I just wore this just to make this fellow feel that I probably have guns. But look at this. Just because I happen to get this hat and wear it, he goes and files a spurious lawsuit saying that I have concealed weapons in Colorado, Denver. Go figure. All right, folks. Staying strong. Bye-bye.